What's happening, Marvel fans? I am DL here with a trailer review. The official trailer has released for Fantastic Four First Steps. So excited to get into this. Let's not waste any more time. So, when it came to the first teaser of Fantastic Four, I thought it was good. They didn't really show a whole lot in that trailer, but at least giving us a vibe of how the movie is going to look, what's the feel, what's the tone. Brief interactions with the main four, but just a little taste. So didn't have any didn't really have any full reveals of like the Silver Surfer or full reveals of Galactus. Just like some blink if you miss it shots. But yeah, I've just been really excited to see more from this. I see a lot of potential with this version of Fantastic Four. I know there's people that are coming into this with some apprehension because of some of the choices that they have made with this film, but and I'll admit there's some decisions that they made with this that I'm not 100% on board or wouldn't be my first choice, but I'm waiting to see how it will play out in the film. Because with this, it feels like it's getting a lot closer to the essence of what Fantastic Four is than the previous version of Fantastic Four we have gotten. So, anyway, finally getting this official trailer. What did I think about it? I really enjoyed this. I really, really enjoyed this. I'm getting more of a complete look and feel of what we're supposed to be getting from this film. Getting more of an idea of what they're going for as far as the story, as far as the tone, as far as the structure. What at the same time, I don't think it's giving too much away. I still think there's like a bigger, elaborate thing happening with this movie that they're not telling us. There's an underlying thing of something is not right, and I kind of like that. I like that there's still a little bit of mystery with this film going into it. But yeah, so the visuals, the actual look of the film, it actually looks great. I already dig like the retro futuristic type of vibe that they're getting from this, and I'm glad that they chose to, have this be set in a different multiverse, so they'll have a little bit more creative freedom with how they want to establish their world and establish the characters without having to worry if this falls in line with the other stuff going on in the MCU timeline wise. So but yeah, I like the look and feel. I like the retro futuristic vibe. I like the sets look really good too. Yeah, just giving a little bit of Jetsons, a little bit of that old school stuff. I think all that's really good. The colors, I like the use of color in this because like in other MCU projects, I've noticed that a majority of them are starting to get a bit muted. They always have like this muted look to it. And I like that this one seems a little bit more vibrant than some of the recent ones, especially coming off of stuff like Captain America: Brave New World, where that just looks gray. So the use of colors here, especially the use of blues, I think look very good. The visuals, the special effects look really good. I know there's some point of contention when it comes to certain visual effects in here that they're seeing so far, especially with the Silver Surfer, which I will get to later. But I personally think that the effects look really good in here. Yeah, just the use of the tech that they have, the vehicles, Johnny Storm when he flames on, Sue Storm's force field effects look good. The Thing specifically, man, this is to me this is the best looking Thing we've gotten in live action, and like the CGI for him looks really good. Like the actual like design of him looks the closest to the comics that we've ever gotten. Love all that. The chemistry between all four of them, it already feels like they have they've known each other for a long time, and I'm actually getting a family vibe coming from them, and that's something that's really important when establishing the Fantastic Four. You gotta have them feel like they are family, and I got that instantly. It didn't feel shallow like it did in the previous versions. Um, but yeah, I like Joseph Quinn as Johnny. Like it was it was funny because like as far as like we did in previous teaser, we didn't get a lot of lines or get a feel of Johnny's personality in the first teaser, but I'd like to see here that he's still the witty Johnny Storm. He's still like a hothead a little bit. They still have that personality with him, so I think that is good. So I'm sure the chemistry with everyone's going to be great in the movie. Um, I'm liking more and more their actual suits. Like I think that I like the white and blue, also homaging their designs from the comics. Um, yeah, it's once again, I know there's people that as far as MCU costumes, people are complaining about all the unnecessary lines and tactical type of design for the suits. This is actually a breath of fresh air. This actually looks like something different than the usual designs they do for the super suits in the MCU. So I really like them, and it makes them feel more distinct. Um, Kind of similar to how I feel about Spider-Man's suit now, because his doesn't feel like the typical tactical stuff, with the unnecessary lines that people complain about. And that one seems unique in itself as well. It seems the Fantastic Four suits fall in line similar with that as well. Um, Pedro Pascal specifically as Reed Richards, I think he's going to be great. From what I'm seeing in this trailer, I think he's going to knock it out of the park. I'm really getting more of a feel of him as Reed. Hopefully, we actually see, he'll work well as the team leader and the super genius. Hopefully, I'll be able to buy him as a super genius. But as far as just the personality wise, I think he'll do a good Reed Richards. Really, really, really good Reed Richards. Yeah, I wasn't one of those people that was complaining about his casting, but yeah, obviously he's not my first choice. But for people hating Pedro's casting, I personally just never understood that. Could he have shaved the mustache? Absolutely, he doesn't need the mustache, but that's just a minor thing. It's not a big deal. Well, he still has the hair. He still has the gray on his the sides of his hair. So it's he still has the Reed Richards look. So it did personally bother me. As far as other stuff, they're pretty much confirming that we're going to get a Franklin Richards in this version of Fantastic Four because Sue is pregnant. So they're already, he's going to be established in this universe. So, or whatever multiverse that they end up being in by the time we get to Doomsday. But wow, we're actually going to get some version of Franklin Richards in the future. I'm wondering how they're going to handle that because of, for those of you who know about Franklin Richards in the comics, you guys know he's probably one of, if not the most powerful being in the Marvel universe. So I'm just wondering whenever this baby is going to be conceived, how that's going to impact the MCU going forward, because that's a major bombshell right there. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but I'm actually happy that they're not afraid to go there. They wanted to distinguish themselves from the previous versions. They want to expand the world of Fantastic Four. This is their way of doing that. So I'm good luck to them. I'm excited, but I'm cautiously optimistic how they'll handle that. Okay, so let's talk about the number one thing that people were kind of mixed on, and that's the female Silver Surfer. Okay, so look, they already established that that's not supposed to be a female Norrin Rad. This is a completely different Silver Surfer from Norrin Rad. So there's still a possibility we will see the male Silver Surfer in the future. They're just establishing other heralds that Galactus has, so people need to calm down about that. But as far as this female Silver Surfer, I think she looks good. I think she looks cool. She looks fine. I think she'll be, yeah. Obviously, it seems that she'll be important to this film. This almost feels like they're trying to make up for what they messed up with Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer that came out in 2007, because it almost feels like some of this kind of feels like a remake of that. I'm sure it's not going to be a complete remake of it, but that's why I'm just surprised that they're trying to tackle Galactus and Silver Surfer in the first movie. But hopefully there is a reason why they're doing that. But as far as the Silver Surfer, I like it. She looks cool. You only get a couple lines of dialogue from her, and it works for what they're doing. Hopefully, in the context of the movie, they'll give her a little bit more. But as far as people are complaining about the effects of the Silver Surfer, and I just personally don't understand it. I really don't. Everyone's trying to compare it to Norrin Radd's Silver Surfer from 2007, and I don't know. I look at the side by side comparisons, and it's not. I personally don't see like a drastic difference between the two. It's two silver people. I just need to ask you guys, that apparently are now CGI experts all of a sudden. Can anybody explain to me what is the drastic difference between the Silver Surfer in Rise of the Silver Surfer and the Silver Surfer we got here? Like, what effects wise, what looks so bad about it? Like, can you please explain to me? Like, there's still reflections coming off of their body. The way the light shines off of them looks realistic. The motions of their mouths and the look of their eyes looks, it looks different from each other, but still is distinct for them. I don't know. How can you make a Silver Surfer look so photorealistic? It's a silver person on a silver board. Like, there's only so much you can do. So I just personally, I never understood that argument. I never did. Like, she looks fine. She looks fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. She looks cool. She looks believable in this real world setting. It doesn't look like something out of a what was it, a PS2 cutscene? Like, I don't know. I don't understand it. Why are people complaining about that? Like, everyone's now CGI experts all of a sudden. But I digress. But yeah, also speaking of stuff that feels very similar to Rise of the Silver Surfer, you also have the Human Torch chasing the Silver Surfer in this trailer, and him falling from the stratosphere and stuff like that. I was like, oh, that's very similar to that. But yeah, like I said, it's not a criticism. It's just something that I noticed. And we finally get a glimpse of Reed Richards stretching in here, and once again, I think that looks good. It's like that's probably the best you'll be able to do, especially with the costumes that they're wearing. That's probably the best it's going to look, and I'm sure it's going to be fine. I know there's people that argue that there's no way you can make the CGI look, the stretching powers look cool. And to that I say, I point you to Exhibit A and B, which is Elastigirl in both Incredibles films. Like, nobody was complaining about that. Like, those that when they use the stretching powers of those, that looked cool, didn't it? So they could do a similar thing with Reed here. It's probably not going to be used the exact same way that Elastigirl does, but I'm sure he's going to use it in a way where people aren't going to be laughing at it. So I'm not worried about the stretching. As far as like how it's going to be utilized, I'm just worried about the rendering of the CGI, which so far it looks fine. Don't have any problems with it. Once again, I like seeing Herbie in here. Herbie, the robot, looks really cute. Yeah, just overall, it's just, this stuff looks great. It's getting me more excited to see this movie. I still have some worries here and there. Just as far as like, since they are in a new multiverse, I'm just wondering how they're going to handle this Fantastic Four coming into the Prime 616 universe of the MCU. Wondering how the ending's going to turn out. And then obviously we still gotta see a full reveal of Galactus, and hopefully how he's going to be utilized will be a lot better. I'm sure it is, because he's not going to be a giant cloud now. But the look of Galactus and like the power set of Galactus, actually seeing him talk and stuff like that, that's what I'm holding out for too as well. Hopefully how he's going to be utilized in the film will be good. But yeah, and then yeah, hopefully Pedro Pascal will win people over as far as his version of Reed. Like I said, I know there's people that still aren't on board with him, but I'm sure he's going to do a good job. Vanessa Kirby looks great as Sue Storm as well. Um, yeah, I think she's going to be very good. She's going to be. I feels like she's going to be the heart of the four, the team. So that's good to see. And Ben Grimm, yeah, like I said, like it's great that like this Ben Grimm is not as not as depressed as the previous versions of that we've gotten from the Tim Story movies and Fan Four Sticks. So it's good to see that like he's embracing he's embracing him being the Thing more. Even though there's still going to be some scenes where like he's sometimes it will make him sad that like he's not able to do the stuff that he usually is able to do, or when he was a human, or still there's some people that look at him as like a freak, but it's not going to be heavy-handed like it was in the previous versions. From what I'm seeing, it looks like we're still going to have some fun with Ben Grimm, and he's going to somewhat embrace his condition now. So you like to see it. Ebon Moss Backrack. I gotta try and memorize his name because it's not easy to say. But Ebon Moss Backrack looks like he's going to be a very good Ben Grimm. But yeah, man, for the most part, I am happy with this trailer, and it's gotten me more excited to see this film. I can't wait. But those are my thoughts on the trailer for Fantastic Four: First Steps. What did you guys think about it? What do you guys think about the new footage that we've gotten from this? Are you guys more excited for this film now, or do you still have some apprehensions? What do you guys think about Sue being pregnant with a possible Franklin Richards? Do you like the look of the Silver Surfer that we've gotten? Do you like the chemistry with all the team? Do you think Galactus will be good in this? Think it's a good idea for them to tackle Galactus in this film? Do you like the visuals? Do you like the look? Do you like the tone? You think Pedro... Wait, did I say that already? I'll say it again in case I didn't. What do you guys think about Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards? Do you think he'll knock it out of the park, or do you prefer somebody else to play the role? Comment your thoughts down below and let me know.